Alright, so this is a touchscreen monitor. We call them the HP monitors. They have different brands. This one is Agilent. So if you want to change the alarms and your machine is touchscreen, it's actually pretty simple. You can just come over here, touch the parameter you want to change, and you'll get this pop-up, and it'll say low limit and high limit. So we can just hit the low limit, and it'll increase or decrease your alarm. It's this little menu button in the bottom that will bring you to more options. So if you want to change this to an adult or a peds patient, you come over here to monitor setup, and it says adult PD Neo. And then you select the one you want, and then hit the exit to go back to the main screen. So a challenge we often have with these monitors is the touchscreen knee. It does not always work. And so you're coming here and maybe it works when you push, maybe it doesn't. So then you have the box. And with the box, you can control all your other parameters. So you can use this control box, or you can use the modules down here. And so this is usually where I like to start. So maybe I want to change the blood pressure settings. I come over here, and on the module box I hit NBP. And then it pulls up my NBP menu on the screen. And so again, this touch screen is being funny. So it's not letting me change how often the blood pressures are being measured. So I come over here on the control box thing, and we've got this thing with arrows. And so I can arrow over, and I can change my blood pressure frequency to every 3 minutes, every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, whatever I want. 15 is normal, but if you have a patient with lots of blood pressure issues, you may want it more often. Then maybe you want a different option. So you can see here on the screen we have an arrow, and we can see on the box we have an arrow. So these buttons correlate with the buttons up there, if that makes sense. So if I want to adjust alarms, I'm going to hit the last small button over here. So I hit adjust alarms, and I've got that same high limit, low limit, and this button correlates with changing the high limit. So I can change it to 165 or back to 160. My low limit of 90, I'm okay with a systolic of 90. So I'm going to come and change that down to 80. So if our blood pressure systolic is less than 80, or maybe let's do 85, then I'm okay. Then I can hit confirm on this module box to save. If I want to go back to the main screen, I come over here and I hit on the module box, main screen. So for the monitors, alarms should alert us of something going on. And so it's really important to look at all your alarm settings and see if you want to change it. When you change from adult or peds or neo, it doesn't always change the alarm settings, it just changes how the blood pressure cuff operates. Again, if you're on this one and you're wanting to change from adult to ped to neo, you look on this box and you look for monitor setup. So here we are, right? It's hard to do with one hand, monitor setup. And you can see it, adult, peds, neo. And again, I look at these buttons across the top of my module box. This is the last one, so it's going to correlate here, adult, peds, neo. And I can then come over to those arrows with the lights on and change it to whatever I want. When I'm done, come back and hit main screen again. One other helpful thing to know of these machines, if your patient is being come off, it might just beep incessantly, but you don't want to lose all your alarm settings that you've programmed in. So if you turn the machine off, you're going to reprogram your alarms every time. So instead we can do something called monitor standby. So on your box, you can go to alarm volume button, and they give you this option at the end of monitor standby. So again, I look at my box, I line up the last one, and I hit monitor standby. Now it gives standby. It's kept everything stored, it's not going to alarm, it's just there. And it says press any control panel key to resume monitoring. So if I want to resume monitoring, I can just hit anything on here, and my monitor wakes up with all my alarm parameters back in place and all my settings saved. I hope that helps.